Hi everyone and welcome to episode 2 of the Obsidian Loft podcast. I'm Jason Oakley, aka WauloK on Twitter and in-game, and this is my co-host Will Tompkinson, aka Mr. Tompkinson, and also on Twitter and in-game. Hi Will.
Hey Jace, how you going, mate?
Not too bad.
For anyone listening...
Yep.
I was going to say, normally we're here every Monday night, Australian Eastern Time. You can go to obsidianloft.com/live, although occasionally we do have technical difficulties.
Now we also have Kat joining us as a semi-regular host. Her in-game name is Bad Angel. Howdy, Kat.
Hello.
Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Each week we aim to bring you the latest information about Minecraft and its offspring Bukkit and Feed the Beast, and we run our own servers of each flavour, and you can join us anytime. Tonight we have a special guest, mighty xrobau from the MCAU.org server. How you doing?
I'm going really well. Good evening. I'm sorry that I haven't been able to get here on the previous one.
That's all right. That's all right. It's good to have you on the show anyway. And you're running the biggest Minecraft server in Australia. Where did all that start, and what possessed you to create the biggest, most popular Minecraft server?
Well, we're not only the biggest, we're also one of the oldest. We're definitely the longest running. We've been running consistently since just after multiplayer was released, which I think was 0.12.
Wow.
0.11, and we ran the second build. And this all started because we originally were a TF2 server based on Reddit. We used to be the Australian TF2 or Reddit TF2 server.
Yep.
And then we all started playing Minecraft, and it sort of grew from there.
Yeah,
how
Minecraft
difficult
does
is it
that.
to manage such a large server?
It's look, without the mods and admins, we couldn't do it. These guys are truly invaluable. They really are. I've just been really lucky to get a good crowd of mods and admins that have come in and done the right thing, playing the game the right way, and things have just been really well. They've worked really well, I should say. Yeah, if I was trying to do it by myself, it would be impossible.
Did you have something, Will?
No, because I'm not looking. I was
No, I
going
just thought you were going to interject something. That's all right. Do you have policies for visitors to your server?
Not really. We used to try to sort of get people to come in and go, well, look, here I am. I'm from Planet Minecraft, or those sort of things.
Yep.
But it's not worth it. Look, anyone can join the server. We don't have a whitelist. All you need to do is read the rules. That's pretty much it. There's nothing complex, nothing hard. Just jump in and do it.
Sort of a mini training session with the rules when you first started, and after that you have fun.
That's it.
Yeah,
We have. Sorry, go on.
So I was going to say, one thing I did notice is both our servers have a very similar first rule.
Yeah.
And it's sort
Yes.
of, I mean, it pretty much covers everything, doesn't it? Like it's just such an obvious wording.
It's always been our first rule. That was our first rule on the TF2 server as well. It's always been Rule 1.
So
And how many regular visitors do you think you would get to the server?
It's hard. People tend to go through Minecraft phases. So what will happen is someone will discover Minecraft, they'll play it continuously for 6 months or so,
Yep.
and then get better.
mm.
Or
Yep.
they'll die off to a reasonable level and be able to play it for a couple of hours a week. If we were to include everybody who plays a couple of hours a week, and that's so not someone who comes in and leaves, I'd say we probably have close to 2,000 regular players.
That's not too bad.
Wow.
Alrighty, well, do you want to give us a quick bit of a tour? We'll start with the survival area.
Where are you now?
I was going to say, I don't know where you guys are.
I'll have to send a request to Rob because I'm already in survival, so I can't slash survival. Maybe spawn.
Yeah, I don't know why.
There we go.
Oh.
Here's Bad Angel.
Okay, you.
Hello.
Oh. Here we all are.
And Mr. T's around somewhere.
No, I'm at a different
lost Mr.
spawn.
T.
I did / spawn. I ended up at a different spawn.
/ survival is where you want to be.
He said he tried that before and said you don't have
Yeah.
access
Let
to
me
it.
just log back in while you guys are doing your thing, and I'll come back.
Yep.
I'm trying TV.
You can TPA. Alrighty, so this is the main survival spawn where people start. It's a nice area. Take you guys very long to make it?
One of the mods did it over about 3 days.
Whoa, that's not bad. I like your logo there that comes up when you see it in the listing.
Yeah,
Whose idea was that? Whose idea was that to make these?
I can't remember. This is the third revision of our coat of arms.
Okay.
I think this one's actually one of our best ones.
That's pretty cool.
Simple and easily recognisable.
It is. So what have we got around here that you could give us a quick look at?
Well, most people will follow the path, which is over here. It just basically takes them past the rules. One of the things we've always done, down on either side here are the message boards. So we have donate message boards, which people can do in colour, and public message boards. And I think I've gone to the wrong ones. But anyone can post a sign here on these boards. It's something we've traditionally had on MCAU since signs were around virtually. It's because it's really handy. Prior to mail being available, it was really handy to have signs where people could leave notes for each other.
Communication there.
Yeah, I actually noticed that. That was the first thing I noticed when I first jumped on. I quite like that. I think it's a good idea.
So, yeah. So just as you go up along here, you've got the rules for people who just ran through them at the start.
We have sort of a questionnaire and you have to pick which door to go through, and if you get it wrong it sends you back to the start.
Do it all over again.
Mr. T stuff set that up.
Yeah.
That was what we did on our previous one. Our previous
I
lobby.
remember I had to do it.
Yeah. So we've done a lot of custom coding. We run masses of command helper stuff, which is basically a programming language. So it's a scripting language for Minecraft, basically, that allows you to do almost anything.
Yep.
It's multi-threaded, does everything. Plus, we've also got our cards. So we've now got trading cards on Minecraft.
Cool.
So when you join, we've got our own set of cards. You can collect cards and you can redeem cards. So you can redeem a flying card, which will let you fly for 30 seconds. You get awarded cards randomly.
That's interesting. Is that specific for MCAU or is that public?
No, that's we haven't GPL'd it. It's really, really shonky and very, 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 very new in beta.
So you've got your own devs, obviously.
Oh, we all write code, but this was written by one of our devs, Ilara, who is. I'm sorry if you could. That's the cat's eating my microphone.
We don't use that one.
Ilara is the guy who came up with this idea, and he's pretty much run with it and has done really well.
Neat. What sort of areas do you have, like gaming areas and survival skyblocks and that sort of thing?
We tend to run things on different worlds because of the way Minecraft is really poorly multi-threaded. Lots of things run in the main thread. I realised we were having a little bit of a chat before the podcast started about Minecraft, and one of the issues with vanilla Minecraft and, as such, Bukkit is that there's not much performance tuning done. We're really, really lucky in that Spigot is written by an Australian developer, MD5. He's based in Melbourne. And he's been really, really helpful to us, and we've obviously been able to help him out in sorting out the performance of Spigot to make it actually usable.
We get a lot of player testing for him here.
We do. I mean, we're the biggest server in Australia, and he gets just to jump in and so let's try this build and see what difference that makes. Like, for example, ore obfuscation is now built into Spigot.
Oh, okay.
It's just
you don't need a
native
extra plug-in for it, which would be good because it'd save a lot of wood.
Yeah, like, and because it runs purely in a separate thread, it doesn't lag at all. And you can only do that in Spigot. There's no other way to do that. It works really well. So, yeah, what I was getting at is because of that, we run things on different worlds rather than and that's why we have the slash commands. You've got slash lobby, slash event, creative. All those things are actual separate servers, separate VMs, separate everything. We run all our stuff in Amazon because it's the only way to be DDoS proof. We used to get DDoSed all the time, massive amounts. And we've moved to Amazon. We do pay Amazon a stupidly large amount of money, but
they'd be happy with that, right?
They love us.
Yeah.
And that's one of the reasons why we but since we're at Amazon, it really helps to actually have money coming in to pay the bills.
Sure. What sort of games and features do you have on the server people would like to check out?
We've got a couple of admins that run games. There are Friday night games that happen, and pretty much because it's a separate server, we will spin up a whole new world, put a new plugin on it, and try it. So it could be anything.
So do you have hot loading the plugins, or do you have to take it down, create it, upload it, and restart?
We run a front end called Bungee Cord. Now, what Bungee Cord does is it lets us have basically a proxy to different Minecraft servers. So what Bungee Cord does is if I was to shut down the server we're on now, Bungee Cord realizes that and transparently redirects all the players to the lobby or to another server. So they don't get disconnected, they just get bounced off it.
Sure.
That lets us do things like let's shut this server down, upgrade it, check a new plugin, start it up, test it, and the players just get temporarily moved off to the lobby world and then move back automatically when the server's back up.
So I can give them a chance to do something else while they're waiting.
Oh well, we've got it pretty tight. It normally takes less than 5 seconds for us to do a server restart.
Again, you don't lose people sitting there trying to reload the main screen or the menu screen and say, is it up yet? Is it up yet? Is it up yet? Can we connect? Instead, they can just be elsewhere, and then you can send out a server-wide notification. Game's up, let's go.
It's amazing.
Bungee Cord,
I don't think I can even
will actually bring them back by themselves.
So I don't think I can start my console in 5 seconds, let alone start the server.
As I said, we've got a fair whack of automation.
Oh yeah, because you have to.
Yeah, we have to.
Yeah.
And look, this is fun. This is what I do for a job. I'm an admin, a Unix admin. Saying that, I'm a developer these days, but I started off as a Unix admin.
Yep.
And sorry. I've got a kitten, and she just was about to go and sharpen her claws on my new screen.
That's a good idea.
Well, one way to durability test it, I suppose.
I've just bought, for those who don't know, Amazon had a special on 4K 30.
His audio's cut out.
Oop. Yeah, I think your cat did something.
Oh no!
That's what happens when you have a 4K monitor. You have all your resources.
You might be able to watch it, but you can't hear it.
All right, am I back now?
Yeah.
So yeah, Amazon had a special on these monitors. So it ended up $500 delivered. It ended up turning up in 5 days.
Nice.
So it was like, wow, let's get it right. And now I'm wondering how I lived without it.
Yeah. I've got 2 screens here. I'm using my old Samsung 26-inch TV as an extra screen for doing this show, and I don't think that's enough now.
Yeah, well, it's the same. I mean, you've probably got the same real estate. I've got four 24-inch widescreens, and you've probably got twice that, or that again, in terms of screen real estate.
This is exactly for 1080p monitors in resolution.
Yeah, so it's my 4 monitors. Yeah, that's yeah, okay.
About the same.
I need 2 of those.
You need 2 4Ks.
Oops. So if you have troublemakers and derps on the server who like to make a nuisance of themselves, are there things in place? I mean, I read that you can report. You can report people. Like, it's a good system. It's not just a matter of relying on one admin, or you can actually send a request to get them looked at.
Mod request.
So yeah, we have mod requests. I'm not sure whether you can do it, but you may be able to type /check, and you will see that there are 3 outstanding mod requests at the moment. I'm not sure whether we actually.
I got that.
There you go. So those are the current mod requests. Red means the player is offline. Green means the player is online. So I can see that Riley and Kev are offline. Jackie needs some information on check 2187 on how to remove my donator.
Oh yeah, I can see that too.
Yeah.
I was like, Jackie, how do I remove my donator pools? Help.
Yes.
Yeah, that's actually really neat. I mean, it kind of stops the system being abused because it is public to some degree as well, I suppose.
Oh, we can block people, and you can also have a maximum of 4 open mod requests at once. We've never had a need for anyone to have more than 4. So,
Is that a proprietary plugin as well?
no, it's called Mod TRS.
That's handy. So it's always good to know. Like when you're starting up a server, that's one thing. But when you start to get more than a handful of people on there, it suddenly becomes a very, it becomes a handful very quickly. Even on smaller servers like Obsidian Loft, it's a great server. It's not huge, but we have a few people on there, and then all of a sudden, if there's no mods on or no admins on, things get out of control, and so it's a really good idea.
Yeah, we have like swearing filters and stuff like that, and if people swear too much, it kicks them and then eventually bans them if they do it too much. So
yeah, it's like a bot more than anything.
Because we have a lot of kids and stuff.
We don't ban or kick, but we've normally got a mod on at least one mod on pretty much all of the time. If you type /who, you'll see that there are 33 players on the server at the moment and 2 mods.
Yep.
So actually, there's normally, in fact, I think you'll find there are actually some more, but they're a bit invisible.
That is a fantastic thing that all mods should get to use.
Yeah. There's actually 2 mods on there that are invisible at the moment.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you wanted to add? Because we know that your time is a bit short now, so...
Yeah, so sadly I work for a company in the US, which means I tend to work on American time, which means I go to bed normally about half an hour ago. But that's cool.
We don't want to keep you up too long.
Due to technical difficulties, it ran later than we hoped, but yeah.
Everybody join MCAU and give Rob lots of money in donations and stuff.
That's it.
Look, I'd really like that. That'd be really quite pleasant.
How are your friends? Empty your bank account.
Oddly enough, we have, when you go to the donate thing, there's you get an option to donate a random amount. You can donate.
See, someone's talking about him again.
Did I cut out again?
Yeah. Put some more money in the meter and try again.
I've got a feeling. I'm on a cordless microphone. I've got a feeling the battery cordless headphones. I've got a feeling the battery might be dying on it.
Some of a good time to wrap this up then.
I was saying we've got random amounts that you can donate, and people, just because they're nice, donate more than $5. In fact, we had one guy who donated $75 a month just because he went, I can afford it. I'm like, thank you. I love you.
You're my best friend forever.
Well, that's it. I mean, if I play on a server regularly, if the option's there, I will donate. If it's a good server, run nice, and I enjoy my experience. If I go there, cop a hard time from, people, and end up, not enjoying what I'm doing or get kicked or booted or whatever, then I'm not going to pay for it. But if you run a good server, it's more than happy to give you. Okay, it's only $5 a month, but it all adds up.
It all adds up for enough people. Yeah, I mean, I subscribed for my daughter on a server and got her VIP. Unfortunately, a few months later, they decided to shut it down, and they reopened as a new server, but you had to resubscribe again, of course. So even though you paid up for a lifetime VIP subscription, hi, we got a new server, now everybody pays all the money again. I think that's a bit off.
Yeah, it's a bit weird.
We've never offered lifetime subscriptions because we have to pay per month. So anyone who's offering you, pay once is either is not planning to stick around. We're planning to stick around. I mean, we've been around for 5 years now, I think.
Yep. I think it was one of those servers run by that guy who's up in the sky. As a hint.
Dear.
Anyway, we'll let Rob head off, though. It was good having you on the show. Thanks for giving us a little bit of a chat about the server and your experiences with Minecraft.
No worries. Thank you for having me on, and feel free to get me back. And hopefully next time I can be a bit more talkative and not quite so half asleep.
That's all right.
We might try that one day too.
All right. Thanks very much, guys. I'll see you next time.
See you around.
See ya.
Alrighty, so we have our own servers at mc.obsidianloft.com for our main Bukkit server, which maybe we'll switch to Spigot, I guess. We could try that out since Rob recommends it and he's got so many people on here.
Well, if anyone's going to trust a product, it's going to be him, isn't it?
Yeah, well, he's stress tested for them, so why not? And our Feed the Beast server is survival.obsidianloft.com, and of course you have to become a subscriber to join that one. That's not a freebie. But once you go to our website, www.obsidianloft.com, create an account, and then select which donated subscription you want to sign up. Then once you've done that, contact us via the private messaging feature, and we'll add you to our FTB server. So now it's time for a bit of news.
You caught me off guard with that one. It's time for a bit of news, and it's time to switch. It's also time to switch cameras.
Notable changes in vanilla Minecraft. They've for the latest snapshot, they said they've added iron trapdoors, and you can now share to the LAN for spectator mode only. There's a resource pack. Resource packs can now be bundled with the map. Put it in the map directory, save directory, and name it resources.zip, and it'll load up when people join. Players in teams can now have a team-based objective shown in the sidebar, depending on the team color. While debug mode is on, if you press F3 to turn it on and off, when you look at a block in the world, it will show you the coordinates of that block, which is very handy if you're planning out your maps or games. Dispensers will now place a command block instead of shooting it out, which is probably very useful. And name tags for players in other teams can now be hidden with a team option. So if you want to get the snapshots, open your launcher and press the new profile button. Call it snapshots or something, and then check the box saying enable experimental development snapshots and save it. Switch to the normal version. You can select it in the drop-down menu at the bottom left corner of the launcher. Back up your world first, or run the game in a different folder. See the new profile dialog. Feed the Beast news. Magical crops had a major update. They've added force crops, cobalt crop, ardite crop, and nickel ferrous crop, seeds and essence, and the ability to craft all of those, and also platinum shiny ingot crop. They've added an obsidian defender. While holding down the right click with this in your hand, you are fully immune to lava and fire, with 5,000 durability on that, so that could be useful. Cobblestone voiders, when you right click them and kept it in the inventory, it'll void all the cobblestone in your inventory. That has unlimited uses, and I can see that one being very handy for a lot of people.
Yeah, I could never see a use for that.
I mean, I've just, as you know, I've just set up a quarry, and I've got it set up to go through void pipes to get rid of that. We might have a quick look at that later. They've added a health orb, so when you're injured and you right click it, it heals you for 2 full hearts, and it has 150 uses. And you can now config most essence outputs. Example, how many iron ore you'll get from crafting with iron essence. The Horizons 2.00 mod has received some new toys for Bit of Magic by Spiteful Fox. Steve's Factory Manager by VSWE, he does the Steve carts, and Tropic Calf by Kojo and his team, and Exact has been removed from it. As for Bukkit news, new Minecraft command handling. Evil Seth says one of the largest issues they've had with Minecraft 1.7 update is due to the recent trend of new commands being added to Minecraft. Basically, when a new Minecraft command is added, you need to do a lot of work to make it available through Bukkit. While this process made sense when Minecraft commands were simple, the new commands that are being added to Minecraft have significantly grown in complexity. As a result, now forced to add code to the project that purely exists to make commands work and provides no benefit to plugin developers. This extra work put an unnecessary strain on the project and leads to unavoidable delays in the development process while providing very little benefit to Bukkit. Thankfully, with the introduction of new Minecraft command handling, they're able to alleviate this issue by providing a fallback system for commands. This lets the server make use of Minecraft's built-in commands whenever a plugin and Bukkit version of it does not exist. What this means for server admins is that you'll no longer be waiting for them to add new Minecraft commands to Bukkit before you can use it, and instead you should be able to use them in the very first compatible build right away. So that's very great. And a new segment that I just came up with this week, because I like to do that kind of thing. Our Week in the Loft. So we're going to have a bit of a chat about what we've been up to in our Minecraft adventures on our own servers. And don't forget, you can join us at our own main server at mc.obsidianloft.com. So we might start with Kat and put her on the spot.
Yeah.
What have you been up to in Minecraft and Feed the Beast?
Well, Feed the Beast, which I'm trying to log on at the moment, I've been looking into all the bees.
And crashing our server with it.
Yes, I'm very good at that.
We won't
Every
mention
time,
that,
so.
it's okay.
No. I started off with the beginning of the bees with the alveary setup.
I've never made one of those. How was that?
It was pretty good. It's not that too hard to get working. The only problem is that my home base is in the twilight, and bees, the normal beginning bees, don't like the twilight, so I had to make a space to work in the overworld.
Not far from my backyard.
No, I'm still living
I saw that
there.
over there last night. I was flying around and I was saying to Misty, what's this thing in my back? Somebody's built half a house here and there's bees everywhere. He's like, oh yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, so I've got all my bees that are normally just the beginning ones set up across here.
So these are all commons and cultivateds and forests and things like that?
Yeah, just the beginning ones until I get them up to what I want them to be, the industrious or the imperials, and then I move them to my bee, which I've actually built.
You want to show us? We might as well go and have a look at that, hey, while we...
Sure.
Got the idea from...
You can see we've got Mistcraft happening as well. We've got the books, which makes life a lot easier. And apparently you like fireflies.
Yes, I was playing around with them because I needed to clear my inventory, so I could throw them on the wall. This is my half-finished bee. I'm at the moment trying to get amber blocks so I can finish all the dirt parts of it off. I'll go up the side.
And we discovered that amber is surprisingly difficult to come by.
Yeah, we chose the worst block.
No, uranium would have been the worst block.
Yeah. It's definitely the worst block.
Where'd you go?
So in here, inside.
There you are.
Yeah. In here, I've got all the bee things. So I've got the centrifuge, which is squeezing the. I don't have any on me. Which is squeezing the honeycomb that comes from the bees. Then that's going to the squeezer, which will squeeze honey. And I've got a tank underneath where the honey goes to. My carpenters are making materials, but if you go downstairs, it's just going into a honey tank.
1.3 million litres.
Quite a lot.
I love this DNA. DNA is awesome.
I'd love to swim around in it. Really, really cool. That's happening from a DNA machine up here. So my leftover bee drones that I don't need go into a chest, and turn into DNA.
Thermionic fabricator.
Yes, I was making glass and lights and stuff. It's upstairs.
Oh, this is our areas.
We'll
Oh
have
yeah,
to
and
show
also,
you the
guys,
view
this
from the
is
outside too.
this is what's this called? Clear glass. You make
Yes,
it.
so
You
I'm not
make this
walking
stuff,
on.
and it's the trippiest thing when you first start playing with it because I still fly into it.
Fly through it.
I still fly into it at my place all the time.
Well, it's like what they've just added to 1.8, right? It's got an invisible
Invisible block, yeah,
so
pretty
you
much.
can-
Well, if you've got connected textures turned off, it actually looks like individual blocks of glass, but they are still clear. But yeah, they did a connected texture thing. I just saw a honeycomb or something pop through
Yeah,
there
I
then.
was just going to say that these are all automatic, so they light up the little red signal, and it will either shoot bees out. Here comes one, right on cue. It'll either be
How'd
if
you
there's
do
honey
that?
drop. Honey drop just
That was a honey
flew
drop,
past.
yeah.
There's a honeycomb, a few others that are flying past. There goes the bees. I'm using gold and iron pipes, transport
Can move
pipes,
fast.
Yep.
which are fast, which is really good, so I can get downstairs and do what
And
it
what,
needs to do.
one thing people may not know with the iron pipes, see these ridges here, if you click on it with a wrench, it turns the ridge to the other side of the pipe. It tells you which way it's travelling along the pipe so you don't get stuff coming back.
Oh, I
So-
can set up a single direction, can it?
Yep.
Yep.
Oh, that's
One
pretty cool.
way.
Yeah, it's really neat. And then you use different pipes. So if you've got, you can have, say you got one other pipe here, but you don't want to touch it, you could run a cobblestone pipe or a sandstone pipe beside it, and they won't join. So you can have multiple pipes next to each other.
Yep.
As well as downstairs with the second layout, I had to put a pipe. I couldn't put just a normal golden pipe here because everything would come from downstairs and then try and go this
Oh,
way.
yeah,
And going, you need to go that way. So,
Yeah, because the nature of the
That's how that
pipes, they split 50-50. So if there's a T-junction, half of them will go straight ahead and half of them will turn off. So that's the way the pipes work.
you'll see if it does. Probably won't, but it'll come down and try and go into it, go back up, and then
Yeah.
come back down all the way.
There
down.
is another way. I mean,
Yeah, there it goes.
you could put
Diamond.
a diamond pipe there, but then you have to put every single thing
Yeah.
in it that you want it to go through.
Yeah,
So-
I've got too many things that it would need. So
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
right.
let's do it this way. Yeah. One thing I found was that my bees are creating flowers. So I've left the dirt here. I haven't actually planted these flowers. So I'll come
okay.
around and
Harvest them,
We
yeah.
actually found them first on the outside of the bee. They were everywhere.
Yep.
Um,
I mean, it's a good
Yeah,
way
the
to get
bees
your
need to have
dyes.
flowers to make the honey and pollen stuff. If they don't have flowers around, they won't make anything.
Yeah.
yeah, these ones are creating their own flowers.
Yeah.
Once they start with one, they create their own.
They're supposed to crossbreed trees too. If you have different tree varieties nearby each other, they should crossbreed and create new varieties. But that doesn't seem to be happening on this.
At the moment, that's slightly... It does a little bit. I did play with it quickly. It is sort of working, but not very well. It's a bit of a bug in the extra trees pack, I think. It sort of works. It's supposed to work up to a radius of like 50 blocks. It sort of works if it's literally right next to the tree. So there's something not quite right.
Okay. Did you get a sky view of this place?
Yep, I did. It's pretty awesome. It's also impossible to...
I didn't want it this big, but when I originally started building it, we didn't think it was going to be this big.
You can see all the flowers on the outside around here.
Yeah.
So, but it's getting there. I mean, it's starting to look more and more. I mean, like a bee shape-ish, although it's a bee carrying a giant something.
Yeah, so down here I've got where the power is coming out. I'm making my own power. It's not on at the moment because it's
Do you
not working.
recycle some of the bees as biomass and stuff?
No, they turn into DNA, so I could have a tank connect to the DNA for power, but...
I mean, all these biogas engines run off the off this, which is the biomass. They also would run off the honey as a substitution as well.
Yep.
But not as efficiently.
What I'm using at the moment is the saplings from Jason's
Steve's cart.
Steve's cart, that's it. Yeah.
Yep.
But I've run out already.
Yeah, you need a pretty big farm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mr. T, what have you been up to lately?
We've been playing around at spawn.
You have a quick look at that?
Starting to get. This is by the way. This is the smeltery. This is what you make the clear glass in.
Glass.
Yeah. You put the sand in the control box there, and it the control box where if I put that, and you can do ores. You get 4. So if you put ores in there instead of getting 2, like you do on the macerator, you get 4. So it actually doubles it again. Yeah. So yeah, if we go back to the, I haven't been doing much at my place really.
But yeah, we can have a look at the spawn if you like.
But if we go to this, where's your books, BA?
Yeah. This one here.
So if we go back to the overworld, and we'll just go to. Whoops, that was a bad button to press. Wow, that's probably broken things.
Spawn.
Yeah. I'll just ignore that for now.
It's not that far away.
And yeah, I'm just going to give it a sec to catch up because it's not happy with me after I did that.
Yep.
So yeah, so this is the first thing we decided to do. Well, I decided to do, and everybody else sort of just joined in. Was oh man, my frame rates have died. It did not like me doing that. Yeah, this is a cinema? Oh, it will be once we finish it. If I go down here, and there's actually a built-in program in the advanced computer mod that plays the Star Wars movie. Somebody's rewritten it in ASCII, so we decided, oh well, we might as well have a cinema. We're using a lot of that clear glass again, of course, and then the cinema itself will have doors on it, so it'll be nice and dark. The other thing is it doubles as our community notice board using this Obsidian Loft. You can see that's there now, but once we get it back up and running, we have it hooked up to a web page. Sorry?
Pastebin.
A pastebin, that's right, that we can update, and it will update that every hour or whatever, so people come in here when they're floating around and check on the notices and see if anything's due to be updated.
Which is even more high-tech than MCAU, right?
Yeah. The only difference is...
Science, we've got a computer.
Well, I also have the Twitter plugin installed, which I haven't done anything with yet, but it allows you to send a tweet to a particular hashtag, and it will pick it up, and it will display the tweet on the screen. So, one thing we did have a problem with was, in this particular version, you can make different coloured ender chests, and each one goes to a different place. Like, you might own 3 or 4 or 5 of them, and they all go to a different location. So the problem we were having was we didn't know what everyone else was doing. So I thought, okay, fine, we'll put them on display and tell what people use them for. The other problem we had was how do we stop people from accessing them once we've done that? So we covered them in warded glass, which is unbreakable by everybody except the person that placed it. So yeah.
I remember one time on another server, somebody encasing me in that stuff when I went AFK, and when I came back, I couldn't get back out. I don't know who that would be, though.
Who would do that? I mean, I don't know anybody that would do something like that.
That would be mean and nasty, wouldn't
Yeah, that's right, exactly. Pity Misty's not on, we could do it to him right now.
Yeah. Good.
So, yeah, so that's pretty much, you know, it's been a week of experimenting rather than anything overly productive. Although I'll probably do it next week. I'll show you guys my steam engine that's powered by blaze and blaze rods. So
Sure. I'm not even sure how long this recording's been going for now.
it's only been going for about 40 minutes.
Well, yeah, it's not too bad.
Yeah.
You have a quick look at my place in.
We can do that. We'll follow you. Wherever you may go.
You can see got a bunch of chests here. Trying to get a bit of echo back for some reason on there.
It's probably my fault. I've got my mic set up incorrectly.
So here is my ended chest they were talking about. You can colour code. I've got blue, yellow, green. It's the only colour code one I've got. You can see it's got cobblestone coming through and a little bit of amber there. And as we were talking about voiding and sorting before, that purple and black pipe down there is a void. And you can see the top row here has got all these things that I want thrown away. I don't want to keep them, so they'll just be killed. They'll disappear. And you can see here we've got a bunch of some sand, gravel, different ores.
Hey, BA, he's still using chests.
Yeah, so old-fashioned. If you click on this, any of these buttons here, you can sort the items in there, so it makes it easier to see all the sanders there together now. Mr. T's just sorting it
I'm
different
also
random.
thinking about stealing the amber.
Yeah, I know, right? I was
Yeah,
looking
you
at
can
that
take
too. It's a hot commodity at the
Basically,
moment.
I'm after copper stuff at the moment because I'm building
Oh,
all
there you
electronic things. But
Trade
I
some
came
copper
across-
for some
I've never seen
amber.
before this copper gravel, or
Yep.
first time I've seen quarry.
Yeah, there's not a lot of it. Most of it's on the surface, so you don't get a lot in the quarries. But that's, I don't know if did you mention that this chest is hooked up, there's an equivalent one on top of your quarry, and it's feeding straight into this
Get there.
from where your quarry is, and
At the bottom here, you can see there's two redstone engines. That's to
pump it
power
out.
the wooden pipe, which will suck things out of a chest. So I've got two there because the quarry is so fast that it puts so much stuff in there too quickly. So.
Yeah, and a word of warning too, if you go to somewhere and you make a small quarry, like you make a just a normal 10 by 10 for example, and you go to say the nether, where it's all going to be netherrack pretty much, you won't be able to use this method because the chest can't keep up. You need to do a different method, or you need to stand there and watch it, and every so often grab some out of it because it will back up.
And it spills on the floor or something?
Yeah, it spills on the floor, and ends up crashing the server because there's 20,000 items on the floor.
You can see I made a bit of change here, and I've lost one of my lasers because my electric furnace exploded when I hooked hybrid solar panel. It didn't before. I had a hybrid on there for a while. Didn't make any difference. This time I
figured it out.
put some stuff in the furnace about 3 times. It was fine, and the 4th time it boomed. So I've got a overclocker in there now to stop that from happening.
I love the labels.
But,
That's great.
yes, otherwise I'm going to forget what's what.
Okay.
So if we go out the back here, you can see we've got the 2 solar panels here. It's a low voltage solar array, which I made first because it was much easier, and then I made this one
Yeah.
here, which just
The low voltage ones are okay, but they're all but useless, to be honest. They're basically a bat box, aren't they?
Yep.
You really need to get to at least the hybrid stage before you can have reliable power.
So we'll jump over to the quarry. You can see the other end of where that chest was. There's the other chest here. And that's what gets all the stuff from the quarry. You'll see this randomly filling up when it's to the level instead of air at the moment.
You'll notice overnight when it's putting out 8 EU, it's actually slowly losing. But as soon as the sun comes out, it'll have enough capacity to run during the night, and then once the sun comes out, it'll be fine.
So we've got another hybrid solar panel there to run the energy there. We've got 2 electrical engines to run quarry, which is the block under there. And quarry, you can see working in the background there. It's got a big frame that you need to set up landmarks first to mark out where it's going to be before you activate the quarry on it. And you can see the quarry is going to be down underneath the water here. That's where it's doing all the mining. So you want to have some water on there because if it gets to lava, it doesn't. The quarries don't really like lava.
So you're having a problem here too.
Yep.
See how the ice keeps coming back, so your quarry is spending half its time trying to clear this ice. So that's not
new. Don't put a quarry near water where there's a...
Yeah, pretty much. Because it's going to waste a lot of time. They're just trying to keep those broken. And you don't even get them, I don't believe. I think they just disappear.
Yeah, I haven't seen anything come through.
So,
but this is my first quarry, so I was happy to get it done.
yeah, that's it. And, you know, it's one of those things once you know. Oh, the other thing I have been doing, I probably should have mentioned that actually. Oh, I can't believe I did that again. Seriously? Twice. Don't press F11. You'll notice that one thing I did actually do is I've been doing some Mistcraft stuff and making some ages.
Yeah.
And BA and myself kind of, I'm all discombobulated now because I pressed F11. I don't even know where I am. What world are we on?
Overworld.
Oh, that explains why I can't find where I need to be.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've been doing Mistcraft ages, and oops, that's what happens. You crash it eventually. And we made one last night. We used the extra ores biome, which makes the world unstable, which basically gives it corruption, which is red and purple blocks, I guess is the best way to describe it, that encroach on you. And as soon as I can log back in, that was weird.
We're at your house watching the blazes.
Yeah.
Well, you can head in there if you wish while I'm heading there.
Which one are you going to pick?
There's one that says... There's one there that says ore. It's got
one that says ore what?
Yeah, that one.
So this one.
That one? Okay.
Or what?
Just have to remember, if there's not a book on the other side, you can't get back to your
Yeah. I always carry books with me now, as well as the one I always try and put there.
And because you've got Feed the Beast, you can make a new waypoint there and just call it Book Home or something, and you can always find the way back.
If you come up here, this is what he was talking about with the
unstable.
Unstable.
Oh yeah, I can see it creating red blocks there.
Yeah. And it has to rain.
This world always rains.
Can't rain all the time.
Yeah, the red blocks aren't too bad. You can break those, so they're not super horrible. But the purple ones, and you'll notice too, if you press E, you've got mining fatigue.
Yeah, I'm mining slowly.
Yeah.
By the time you mine it, there's more blocks that are created.
Yeah.
Yep. Mining fatigue 3.
Probably shouldn't be hanging around the spawn too long because I don't want it to engulf the book.
Yep.
But you'll see that, there's extra ores. So if you see here, there's ores everywhere. We're looking for uranium and amber. That's how desperate we got to find amber. I created a world just to try and find it.
We do not have any letters yet to read out, but if you wish to contribute, please email feedback@obsidianloft.com and we'll read out chosen emails in our future podcasts. Donations, if you wish to donate the show, you can do so via the PayPal donation button on our website at www.obsidianloft.com. And if you add a message such as your server address, we'll read it out loud on our show. If you wish us to demo your server, please email us at the same address, feedback@obsidianloft.com, and we'll record a video of ourselves on your server.
Yes, and it'll be better than one we do on our own server. So, of course.
And we might also in the future try out some texture packs. So
I'd like to try out some texture packs and some resource packs, I think they're called now. One thing that gets me every time I come back to vanilla Minecraft is the speed, or the lack of, after playing Feed the Beast and running around with a suit all the time. You come here and you're like, hello, go now. So you can see here I've set up the iron trapdoor that we're talking about. Now, it's not like it is, it's like an iron door. It's controlled by redstone. So you've got to have either a pressure plate or, as we said last week when we were talking about having the item frames now put out a redstone signal. So now what we can do is you can actually use this, instead of just controlling, you could use it for a mob farm or anything like that. Once you rotate the item around a few times, you'll see that it'll trigger the trapdoor there. So,
yeah, they can keep it open too.
Yeah, it can hold open and you can roll it around a couple of times and it'll close again.
Nice.
So that's pretty neat.
You set up a combination of those, and then people have to know which way to turn it to be able to get through.
Well, that's it. I mean, even if you had them on the floor, like if you had a three wide section on the floor with these, you can't jump it, without, you have to figure out a combination to keep them closed. Yep. So, what was I think? Oh yeah, the F3 with the hovering over a block. Last week they introduced the red, green, blue indicator, and they moved some of the other stuff around. Now you'll notice it's actually, if you look up in the sky, you'll see it's actually got a bit of a darker background behind it now. So you can read it. But if you look at a block, it doesn't matter what block you look at, it tells you the exact location of that block. So that one that, yeah, so that one that WauloK over there is standing on, okay, I'm standing at 187.87, but how do I know where he is? But I know by hovering over it, he's at 183. So if I wanted to do something like that, I could. But yeah, so it's really neat now. It's good if you're trying to figure out, like, because when you're sort of walking around and you're on it and you're not sure if you're on that block or you're on the one beside it, or... And the other thing they've updated, which is awesome, is the lighting level now tells you head and feet levels. So if I come and stand on this glowstone, you'll see I've got 14 at block light and 15 skylight because it's the middle of the day. But if I walk on the grass here, it's only 12 and 13 sort of thing, and 8, 3, 2, 1. So that's as far as the glowstone travels as to here. So overnight, I know it's only going to have a 2 block light. So
you should be able to put a block above your head and make it a bit darker. Yep. You can see it's on 14 sky when I go underneath here now.
Yeah, and if you close that in a bit more, it'll come down even more. So yeah, 13. So 13 sky and 14 at block level, so the light coming up from below us is actually higher than the block light above us.
Yep.
So
you need to know, especially when you're trying to build something that you don't want mobs to be spawning.
That's right, and you're not quite sure because you don't know if it's at your feet or your head level, or so yeah. So the iron, actually, I didn't look up. I should have done this before I started. I didn't actually look up the recipe for the iron trapdoor, but I believe it's 6 ingots in the same configuration it is for the timber trapdoor. So yeah, so that's pretty sweet. The other ones don't really affect gameplay so much, but they are for multiplayer and things like that.
Yeah, I was reading, they said that the ironically the bug recording server that they use had a bug in it and caused problems. So there was a bug. There we go. It's 2x2. It's your iron.
Oh, okay. It's only 4. Yeah, sweet.
And it says tile.irontrapdoor.name now as well.
Yep.
Yeah, the bug tracker server had bugs in the bug tracker, so there was a bug race for the bug tracker bug server to get fixed before they could start working on the snapshot bugs and bringing all that in. So they said there wasn't much of a snapshot they could do, but there was a few minor things that were updated before all that went.
So yeah, so it's kind of weird. Some of the stuff they're introducing now is almost like it's taken from mod packs or or whatever. So, but yeah, no, it's good. It's becoming, it's coming that one step further forward that it was. You know, it's getting to the point where you don't really need mod packs to play it. You know.
Yeah.
Actually,
when you've got command blocks, you can do just about anything with them.
Well, with the command blocks, yeah. There is actually one glitch they did fix, and I'm glad they fixed it. There was a glitch, and I noticed it was really annoying me. When you place a torch, if you place the torch under, like if I placed it under there, it would glitch out. The graphics would just go all stripy and weird, and like they're missing. So they've fixed that one now, so you can place it under another block, and it actually works properly. So, because that was really bugging me, you had to put all your torches on the wall. If you put it inside, they'd freak out.
Yeah.
So yeah. I think that was about it for this snapshot update.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, let me do this.
All right, and thanks for listening and watching another episode of the Obsidian Loft podcast. We'll be back again with a show next week. Make sure you subscribe in iTunes or your other favourite podcast application. You can also watch us live at obsidianloft.com/live, and you can see us on our YouTube channel, www.youtube.com/obsidianloft. We're everywhere now. Don't forget to subscribe to the show so that you can keep up to date with our shows. It's been submitted to the iTunes store. We're just waiting for Apple to approve it, so hopefully that won't be too long. And you can follow our show's Twitter account at Obsidian Loft. If you wish to email us and provide comments or suggestions for our show, contact us at feedback@obsidianloft.com. You can also send us information about Vanilla, Bukkit, or Feed the Beast news you'd like others to hear. You can email us individually as well. My email is WauloK@obsidianloft.com, and Will's is mrtomkinson@obsidianloft.com, and you can even email Kat, if you'd like to, bad@obsidianloft.com.
You can also follow us on Twitter. She didn't know about that, by the way. She just found it out. You can also follow us on Twitter. Jason's account is at WauloK, and mine is at Mr. Tomkinson. Music for the show is provided care of freestockmusic.com. Thanks for listening, and until next time, keep mining.